Mixels. They are colorful creatures that love to mix with each other using qubits. Mixels come in many different shapes, sizes, and tribes. They all love to party and have fun. If this is your first time hearing about them, I'm gonna tell you how they all met for the very first time. At least in this adaptation, that is. Welcome to the wonderful world of Mixels. Mixels Retold. Episode 1. The Infernites and the Cragsters. Once upon a time in the Infernite Kingdom, there lived a mother named Magatha, and had 3 sons named Flain, Volk, and Zorch. Infernites are fire Mixels. Flain is the smartest member and a literal hothead. He tries to keep his head level and is excited to be the leader of the Infernites after his mother. Volk is a cycloptic Mixel with fiery hands. He may be dim-witted sometimes, but he's lovable. And Zorch is the fastest member of the 3, zooming up walls and across lands. He's a crazy little prankster. And last but not least, Magatha is the mother of the 3 Infernites. She was about to retire from being the leader of her tribe and pass the deed to Flain. One day, it was snack time, and the Infernites were sitting at a table, eating baked cookie-ronies. They are one of Mixel's favorite treats. "These cookie-ronies are crazy awesome," said Zorch. "You can say that again," said Flain. Magatha then stood up and said, "I'm going out to shop for groceries. Be good, you 3. And she left. Volk felt tired and went to his room for a nice nap, when suddenly, he let out a big scream. "Ah!" Flain and Zorch were worried. "What's wrong, Volk?" asked Flain. "There's a hole in my room," he replied. "Oh dear," said Flain. "Zorch, did you do that?" "Me? No. I know I love doing pranks, but I swear I did not put a hole in Volk's room." Flain and Volk believed Zorch. The 3 Infernites began to wonder, if Zorch wasn't the one who put a hole in Volk's room, who did it? "I'd say we go inside the hole and figure out who done it," said Flain. Volk and Zorch agreed, and the 3 Infernites went inside the hole. The hole was actually a tunnel that led to another part of Mixel land. When the Infernites went to the other side of the tunnel, they were confused. There were giant boulders for houses and rocks everywhere. "Where are we?" asked Volk. "Ain't got a clue," replied Zorch. "Let's go ask where we are and who dug a hole in our home, shall we?" said Flain. So they began to look for someone to ask. First, they knocked on someone's door. It opened. There was a rock-like Mixel with a golden crystal top. "May I help you?" he asked. "Hello there, I'm Flain, and these are my brothers, Volk and Zorch. We are Infernites. Where are we?" "Oh, you happen to be in Cragster land. I'm Shuff," said the Cragster. "Nice to meet you." Clumsy, timid, and overly nice, Shuff has a body like a living wrecking ball. "Nice to meet you too," said Volk. "By the way, who put a hole in our home?" "That would be Crater, one of my brothers," replied Shuff. "We were having a digging contest to see who was greatest dig, but Crater must have accidentally dug too far and caused a hole in your home. Me was just about to fix it when you 3 showed up." "So that explains it," said Zorch. "Sorry it happened. He didn't mean to do it," said Shuff. "No worries, my Cragster compadre," said Flain. "Where are your brothers?" asked Volk. "Crater and Seismo are collecting gemstones and crystals," replied Shuff. "Would you like me to take you to them?" "Absolutely," replied Zorch. So Shuff took the Infernites to his 2 brothers. Crater! Seismo! I made new friends! Called Shuff to his brothers. Whoa! New friends? Nice to meet you! Said Crater. He's a tough, no-nonsense Mixel with a giant hand that can dig through anything. The Infernites were pleased to meet Crater, and he apologized for putting a hole in their home. Seismo was a little shy to greet them, but he had to be brave. Hello, me Seismo, and me big and strong, he said. Seismo is a cycloptic cragster with horns, an eyebrow, and huge feet for causing earthquakes and smashing rocks. It's nice to meet you all, said Flain. So tell me, what do you do for fun? Digging contest and Rockball, replied Crater. What's Rockball? Asked Volk. We will show you, replied Seismo. The three Cragsters were all playing Rockball while the Infernites spectated. Rockball is a free-for-all or team sport while the goal is to hit all opposing players or teams using the given rock. Rockball is identical to dodgeball and volleyball in your universe. Crater threw the Rockball so hard, he hit Shuff and knocked him unconscious. Shuff tried to catch it at least. Rockball looks fun. Let's play, said Flain. I may be fast, but I'm no dum-dum. No way, remarked Zorch. You up, Volk? Asked Flain. But he hesitated. Flain stood up, went to the Cragsters, and said, I'll play. Good. How's about we play in teams? Asked Crater. 2-on-2. Deal, said Flain. So he and Crater were Team 1, and Seismo and Shuff were Team 2. The match had begun. Shuff had the Rockball. Flain tried to steal it, but he dug and passed it to Seismo. He kicked it to try and hit Flain. Get under it! Get under it! Shouted Crater. And he did. But Flain's hot head lit the Rockball on fire. Crater was quick to catch it and throw it at Team 2. Seismo and Shuff's bodies were no longer gray with gold accents. They were both covered in black ash. Flain and Crater's move gave them an idea. New gay Mixel ball, they said. The Infernites and Cragsters used 3 cubits to mix with each other. They formed 3 different Infernite Cragster mixes and threw 3 flaming rock balls at each other, causing a huge explosion. Magatha was on her way home when she saw the explosion from where she was. Great Schnixel! What happened? Magatha raced over to the scene. At the rockball field, everything was covered in ash and black smoke, and the mixes wore off. The Infernites and Cragsters were exhausted. That was fun, said Shuff. You can say that again, replied Zorch. Just then, a big Cragster came by worried. What's going on here? He asked. The big Cragster's name was Brock. He was the father of Crater, Seismo, and Shuff. Papa, we can explain, said Crater. What's going on here? Asked Magatha, coming into the scene. Magatha and Brock were about to scold and punish their children, but they noticed each other. They smiled. What's happening? Asked Flain. Kids, this is Brock. He's a good friend of mine, explained Magatha. We had scheduled a hangout for our tribes, but you did it already, said Brock. Just how did you do it? Asked Magatha to her children. And so, the Infernites and Cragsters told their guardians about how they met and their game they had. And now they are good friends. Little did they know, someone black and white was watching them nearby. Interesting, he said. The next day, the Infernites were walking in a grassy field when they saw delicious pie flowers known as Plowers. Time to eat up, said Zorch. The Infernites were hungry, and there were 4 Plowers. Zorch, Volk, and Flain each ate 1. It wasn't enough to satisfy them. They each needed 1 more Plower, and there was only 1 left. Volk and Zorch began to fight for it. Mine! Mine! They shouted. But Flain had an idea. He pulled out a red Infernite cubit. Let's max! He said. So the three Infernites grabbed hold of the cubit and formed the Infernites MAX. The Max ate the last Plower, and it was enough to satisfy him at last. Later, Flain and Volk were in the hot lava tub, figuratively chilling in the Infernite Kingdom. Over in Cragster Land, Seismo was struggling to get one Coconapple from a tall Coconapple tree. He couldn't climb or jump high enough to reach it. Seismo felt miserable. "Yo, Seismo!" called a voice. It was Zorch. He zoomed to a stop near him. "Hey, man, what you ups to?" "Coconapple! Yum, yum!" replied Seismo. "Noddin', Tum-Tum," he said sadly. "No worries. Your pal Zorch got your needs, man. Ta-da!" Zorch pulled out an Infernite Cragster cubit, but Seismo was hiding behind the tree in fear. Zorch then had an idea. "Coconapple, Tum-Tum." He persuaded Seismo to come out of hiding and mix with him. Seismo was nervous, but he and Zorch grabbed hold of the cubit and mixed. Together, they formed Seismorch, an Infernites Cragster mix with rocket feet. The goal was to fly up to the tree and get one Coconapple. But unfortunately, Seismorch couldn't fly correctly and flew out of control like a balloon. Crater and Shuff were worried when they saw this. And to make matters worse, Seismorch knocked them down like bowling pins by accident. Flain and Volk were still chilling in the lava hot tub. But to make matters much worse, Seismorch went into the tub and got stuck. "Uh-oh. Hit the dirt!" shouted Flain. He and Volk got out before the tub exploded, sending Seismorch in the air. He reverted back to Seismo and Zorch. "Heh, some fun, eh?" asked Zorch. Seismo was furious. "Why you?" They fell and landed near the tree where they started. "Me no like you," said Seismo. One Coconapple fell out of the tree and knocked Seismo unconscious. Zorch looked up and covered his head when the rest of the Coconapples fell out. "Heh, Coconapples," he said. At least he technically helped Seismo get at least one Coconapple in the end. Seismo will be sure to enjoy his snack. Once he regains consciousness. The next morning, the Cragsters were out looking for gemstones and crystals. They found 2 boulders and an extra large one. "Me can't wait to see what's inside," said Shuff excitedly. On the first boulder, Shuff performed a headbutt to break it open. "I got a Peridot," said Shuff. "What did you get, Seismo?" For the second boulder, Seismo performed a low kick to break his open. "Me got Hessenite," he said. "What'd you get, Crater?" For the last gigantic boulder, Crater was super excited to find out. He used Super Punch to break it open, but the boulder didn't open. He tried again. Nothing happened. He tried again and again, but still the boulder didn't burst open. Not even a crack. "It's no good. We should max. Anyone got Cubit?" asked Crater. Seismo pulled out a gray Cragster cubit. "Good work, Seismo," said Shuff. The 3 Cragsters used the cubit to form the Cragsters MAX. The Max looked at the gigantic boulder and used Megabyte. But still, the boulder didn't open. But the Cragster MAX had one more trick up his sleeve, and that was touching the boulder with his finger. And just like that, the boulder finally burst open, containing countless crystals and gemstones. The Max was satisfied with that result. Later that day, Shuff was on his computer in his house, excited. He had a collection of ceramic figures on a shelf. Piranha Rex, Porky Cobra, and Tiger Scorp. Shuff was online to order the 4th and final figurine, Teddy Butterfly. He added the item to the cart and proceeded to check out. When Shuff began to wonder when it arrived, there was a knock on the door. When he looked out, there was a note which read, "Sorry I missed you, post Mixels Zorch." Shuff went back inside his house to check the order when there was another knock on the door. When Shuff looked again, there was another note which read, "Sorry I missed you, post Mixel Zorch." It was only Zorch's first day as a Mailmixel, but it's not clear if he intentionally did that twice or not. Regardless, Shuff decided to call Seismo for help. "Pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up," Shuff said anxiously. Seismo answered. "Hello? Seismo? Zorch delivery problems, he keeps missing," said Shuff. Seismo dug from his house to Shuff's and said, "Zorch fast, but we Cragsters stop him with rock-solid plan." So Seismo came up with Plan A. Use a giant boulder wall to stop Zorch stone cold so Shuff could get his teddy butterfly. Unfortunately, Zorch zoomed up the boulder wall and left a note which read, "Sorry I missed you, post Mixel Zorch." "Thanks for helping," said Shuff. "Plan A was worth a shot," replied Seismo. So Shuff decided to call his good brother Crater. "Pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up," Shuff said anxiously. Crater answered. "Hello? No teddy butterfly! Help!" cried Shuff. Luckily, Cragsters could read each other's minds from time to time. Crater dug from his home to Shuff's and said, "Zorch fast, but I have rock-solid plan." Crater came up with Plan B, dig, hide, and wait for Zorch to show up. When he arrives, the Cragsters will catch him by surprise, so Shuff will get his teddy butterfly. So the three Cragsters hid in the ground and waited for Zorch. When he got close, they tried to catch him, but he counterattacked and left several notes behind. Plan B had failed successfully. Shuff then had an idea. "Guys, I have rocket-solid plan." He pulled out a Cragster cubit and the Cragsters formed the Cragsters MAX. The MAX was able to keep up with Zorch's sheer speed. "Time to crush your rush," said the MAX. He used Steamroller and finally caught Zorch. Plan C was a success. The MAX reverted back to the three Cragsters. "Package for Shuff," said Zorch, pulling it out. Shuff opened the package, and there it was. Ceramic teddy butterfly. "I got it! My plan worked! Woohoo!" said Shuff excitedly. The three Cragsters felt proud as Shuff danced, but he got carried away and threw the teddy butterfly on the ground like a football, smashing it. Shuff began to realize his mistake and began to cry, but thankfully, Zorch knew this would happen and was carrying a spare. "Handle with care," he said. "Thank you, post Mixel Zorch," replied Shuff. He was satisfied at last. That night, the Infernites and Cragsters were back in their homes, getting ready for bed. "What a great week we had so far, am I right?" asked Flain. "Agreed," said Vulcan Zorch. "I can't wait to meet more new friends and have more adventures," continued Flain. "Good night, children," said Magatha, before she went to bed as well. Little did they know, someone black and white was still watching them and the Cragsters nearby. "Hope you like your adventures to be colorless," he said. "Sir," said a voice. "What is it, Nixie?" "We have a plan to attack at the Infernite Kingdom. May I have your permission, Major?" "Very well, Nixie. Don't let me down." "I won't." Major Nixel and his Nixels are evil beings that exist to ruin Mixel's fun and games. Nixie and his troops were scheduled to attack the Infernite Kingdom tomorrow. The next day, Flain and Seismo were having a hangout in the Infernite Kingdom. "Welcome to my home, my Cragster compadre," said Flain. "So, Seismo, all I got to say is, let the rad fun begin." "Yeah, Flain, rad fun, he replied. "And the radness begins on our lava slide. Ready? Lava slide, lava slide." Seismo put on his ducky tube and snorkel while Flain put on some sunscreen. "Let's get it on." "Not so fast," said a voice. "Who said that?" asked Flain. "I did." It was Nixie the Nixel. Flain and Seismo were scared and annoyed. Mom told me that you Nixels are dangerous. Why do you have to nix our fun? Asked Flain. Because I can, replied Nixie. We are far superior and stronger than you in any way possible. Me don't think so, replied Seismo. Maybe this'll change your mind. Nixie used tackle on Flain. It wasn't very effective, but still annoying. Seismo kicked Nixie to a wall. He was greatly hurt, but he wasn't ready to give up. He called for help, and hundreds of Nixels showed up. Seismo was quick to pull out a cubit, but one of the Nixels knocked it off. Oh, Schnixel, said Flain. The Nixels dogpiled on him and Seismo. We gots to find the cubit, said Flain. No see cubit, replied Seismo. Not so tough now, are ya? Said Nixie. Flain and Seismo refused to be defeated. They were filled with determination. They broke out of the dog pile and found the cubit. Together they formed Flaismo. Oh, yeah! Let's get Nixel! The Nixels were scared. Flaismo used earth power to wipe out the hundreds of Nixels. He used earth power again to form an even bigger lava slide. At that point, the mix reverted back to Flain and Seismo. Super ginormous ultimate lava slide! Exclaimed Flain. Rad fun! Rad fun! Said Seismo. Shut it! Said Nixie. I'll beat you alone if I have to. But Seismo kicked him away. Flain and Seismo's rad fun had finally begun. That evening, Major Nixel was disappointed with Nixie. You have failed me, said Major. Sorry, Major, it won't happen again, I promise, replied Nixie. Very well, then. What's your next move? Asked Major Nixel, and Nixie told him all about it. But that's a story for another time.